Hello. And I'll just come around. Alright, now I just wanted to show you, obviously I bang on a bit about, growing stuff and whatever. I wanted to try and do a little bit of like harvesting as well, like when I harvest stuff. So I've just harvested a big section of the herb garden, and I've just got 3 here just to show you, and I'll explain what I'm going to do with them, right? So I've got parsley, flat leaf, or, oh there's an insect, get out, or Italian parsley, some people call it, lemon thyme, big mop of it, and some lemon balm. Now, this parsley, I'm going to use a bit of it, and the rest of it's going to go to my parents, and they'll use it in their kitchen, so they'll get all that. So they're always happy to get a nice big bunch of organic herbs, so they'll get these today. I've just cut them, so I'll give them to them today, so they'll start using that. And I don't know what they're going to make out of that. They might make something up, who knows. Now, the lemon thyme grows like a weed, really. It's so easy to grow. Regular thyme, sorry, I use a bit of, and it's good. But lemon thyme, I like to grow it because I like the smell in the garden and what have you. But I don't really use it enough, or a lot of, in what I do. So I might use it occasionally for herbal teas and things like that, in chicken dishes and stuff. But I've still got a whole stack of it out there, and I've got this big mop. So what I'm going to do with this, I was thinking summer's coming, barbecues, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to lay this out on this table and leave it for about a week or a couple of weeks. Let it dry out, and then I'm going to bag it, and then I'm going to use it when I'm cooking things on the barbecue and stuff like that, especially chicken, fish, those kind of dishes where that lemon infusion will help. And where I'm using, like, you've got a barbecue and then you've got the coals. When this is all dried, I'm going to scatter it periodically over it as everything's cooking, dried of course, and hopefully that smoke will infuse a little bit into the dishes that I'm cooking too. So all of this, just because I've got so much of it, more than I'll ever use, I actually did contact a couple of restaurants around here and ask them if they needed stuff. I'm happy to drop it off for them, or give them a few bags of herbs in return for some produce, jam or jars of whatever. But no one wanted it because they had heaps, so it's that time of year, I guess. So yeah, I'm going to dry it out. I'll use a bit, and I'll keep a bit for like teas and just to have. But like I said, I've got stacks. So this is going to get dried out, and then we're going to incorporate that onto barbecues. So we'll see how that goes, fingers crossed. Now the lemon balm, again, I contacted a few places locally and asked them if they wanted it, and they said no, they've got heaps. Again, it's another herb that I like to grow because it is nice. It's a nice lush, herb. It looks good in the garden, smells nice. But I really don't use a lot of it. I'll use it in teas occasionally, and flavouring dishes and what have you. So it's either put it on no one wanted it, and I won't use all of it. So it was either just chuck it on the compost heap, or give it to the sheep, or try to do something with it. So I thought, what I'll do, I'll try and make a lemon syrup, like a cordial syrup. So I'll do the video on that and I'll show you. But basically I'm going to cook down this in some water and some sugar, and see, it might come out acrid, it might come out nice. I haven't done it before, so we'll see how we go. So we'll try that. If it doesn't work, alright, and it does taste foul, then I'll pour the liquid out into the grass somewhere, and all of this that's left I'll chuck back onto the compost heap anyway, so I can't lose. It's either going to go on the compost heap, or we might as well try and do something with it first. So this is just an example. I've also cut a whole lot of sage, and the tarragon's coming up really well too, but I didn't want to have, big massive things. Some of the stuff I'm going to dry out, like in the previous storing and drying herbs video I've done. So yeah, parents will get this. I'm going to keep a bit of this and dry a whole lot of it out and use it on the barbecue. And we're going to try and do some kind of lemon cordial with this and see how it works out. Don't know. It's very lemony, but I might have to add some lemons to it as well. We'll see how we go. Cool. Alright, so that's just a bit of a harvest, you know what I mean? Like sometimes people get so much stuff they don't know what to do with it and what have you. So if you can give it away or barter it with someone for things, like for other produce, dry it and store it, or try and make something out of it. Like if you've got a big glut of things, like tomatoes are the perfect example, A lot of people just like to have a few just for salads and what have you, but if you've got stacks, then make tomato sauce, you know. The Italians and Greeks that I know of have been doing it for God knows how long, and they're onto a good idea, you know. Grow a lot of tomatoes, make a big batch of tomato sauce, and that pretty much keeps them for most of the year. They store it in old beer bottles and cap them, and it's beautiful, fantastic. So I think that's an important issue too. As far as growing things, that's all great, but you do often have too much of one thing, so it's a good way to it's a good thing to learn how to incorporate it into things that are going to, you know, last over time, drying them, storing them, preserving them, even, you know, bartering, giving them away, all that kind of stuff. You don't want it to go to waste. Cool. Alright, I'll be back and I'll show you how I go with this. Whether it works or not, I don't know. We'll see how we go, but all this will be all good. I've got to go cut some roses now for I'll give my mum when I give her these. All the roses are out at the moment, they're beautiful. It's lovely. Cool. Alright, now let me come around. Any questions, give me a yell, alright? Cool. See ya.